Hi, we're delighted to be here today at Cairns Airport with James and Sarah Mort from MiHaven as we announce the commencement of a new accommodation precinct with short-term high-quality accommodation aimed specifically at skilled workers. We know accommodation is almost at crisis levels in Cairns with a real shortage of rental accommodation, and so we're delighted to work with MiHaven, who will be putting together an amazing project which will help take pressure off the residential market and provide employers in our beautiful city with accommodation so that they can bring in highly skilled workers who fly in and out to work at places like the marine industry and in the health sector. This will provide them the opportunity to have high quality accommodation located here at the airport that gives them easy access. It's going to create jobs in our community and make it easier for employers to bring in the skills that we sometimes need in our wonderful town. So I'm really going to hand over to James and Sarah, who will explain more about their initiative, but we're delighted to be working with them, and this is the start of an exciting new development for us here at the airport.
Thanks, Richard. Sarah Mott from MiHaven, co-founder and director with James. We are thrilled. This is a huge milestone for James and I personally. It's definitely the bookend of our 20 years of being in North Queensland. We started with student accommodation back in 2018, and that got us very much into understanding the nuances of short-term accommodation needs in different markets. This won't solve all the problems we have with the rental crisis, but if you don't provide alternative accommodation, and one of the big crises here across Australia is just the building situation at the moment can't keep up with the demand, and there are a lot of other reasons that play into that, but we have seen a unique opportunity. As you know, Cairns Airport's never had an accommodation precinct, and for many reasons. There's always been obviously plenty of hotel supply in this town, but as we've grown in this community and we've connected with all the other members of Vans Cairns and Chamber of Commerce, aviation industry, as we know, the shipping, marine industry is also in huge sort of growth in the next 10 years. There isn't any appropriate high quality short-term accommodation for corporate, government workers, aviation pilots, and also just any other issues that happen at airports, as we know, when planes are delayed and there's a layover need. So we know that we're on the money with what we've designed and what's required for the market. We've had to keep this pretty much under wraps until today, so it's a huge announcement for us publicly. We have had over a dozen expressions of interest from industry committing to long-term contracts for their workers. We did some work with CONUS last year and identified that there was up to nearly 50% impact on growth for businesses in Cairns because they couldn't attract workers into Cairns even when they're going through a transition period to live here. So this won't be for permanent accommodation at all. It's very much just that nuance and niche of short term, but we think we're going to be really on to the future of sort of coming up with a really creative opportunity with accommodation.
I'd just like to reiterate Sarah's words and thank the Cairns Airport executive staff for their vision, and they're working with us cooperatively to create what you will see as a fantastic development. The City of Cairns needs this accommodation. They are desperate for it. Business is desperate for it. The airport's desperate for it. And that will embellish the airport as a great piece of infrastructure for the north. This international airport needs this accommodation, and it will just prolong and make real our forebears who created the international airport, which is a real hook for the north. So look forward to it. The buildings, when they're built, won't be tropical. They will be modern, contemporary architecture, and the outside are steel columns, which the designer came up with. I was riding my augmentation bike, an indoor bike at home in Cairns, and the video was I was riding through Puglia in Italy, and I rode past this wonderful building with steel columns, rusted steel columns. So I've taken that. I couldn't stop the bike, but I've taken that and put that into the design, and you'll see that on the renders and the short video we've done It's a very special building in a very special place in the world. Thank you.